This tutorial is going to be a Dolly Zoom for hyperlapses. The effect, like it sounds, is basically doing a dolly or hyperlapse while also incorporating a zoom into it. Yeah, it's a really unique effect that you can't see normally with your own eyes. So here's how to do it. The first thing you want to do is make sure your camera's at eye level. You want it at this height since you'll be picking up and moving your tripod around 100 times, and not having to bend down to see your screen helps out a lot. Now you're going to pick out an object in the scene that you will be able to see during your entire move. I picked out the building, highlighted in red, since it's always about in the middle of the frame, and there's a lot of contrast between the building and the sky, making it easy to spot. The camera I recorded with has a feature called guide frames. Basically, it's a set of crosshairs you can position on the screen where you want. This overlay simulates what setting it up looks like. Once the crosshairs are positioned over the corner of the building, I'm going to take 3 sample photos to see if the effect will work. I take the first photo, then walk the camera forward a little bit, slightly zoom out, take another photo, and then walk the camera forward a little more and zoom out a little more and take the final photo. Now I scroll through those 3 photos, going both forwards and backwards to see if the effect will work. It looks like this location will make good use of the effect, but the building on the right has been cut off too much. So I know for the real shoot, I'm going to start further back. This is what the final shot will look like once we take photos from the new starting point. To start, level your half ball head to make sure the horizon is always as close to level as possible. Now pan and tilt the camera so your crosshairs line up with the corner of the building. Tap your shutter down halfway so the camera autofocuses, and then take the first shot. After your first shot, move the tripod forward about a foot, level the half ball head again, and as before, pan and tilt so the crosshairs line up with the corner of the building. This time, zoom out just slightly. As you can see here, I'm using a follow focus as a zoom controller. Again, you'll want to autofocus between each shot because a lot of camera lenses aren't parafocal, and when you change the zoom, it loses focus. You're going to repeat the previous step about 100 times. Moving the camera forward about a foot is a good starting place. You don't need to measure this out. I use my shoe as a guide to determine how far to move the camera each time. That's really about it. I can't stress enough how important it is to barely zoom out, like almost imperceivably. You don't need a follow focus to do this, but it really helps. After you finish shooting, color correct your footage, take it into After Effects, and warp stabilize the footage. This is what the effect looks like before and after warp stabilizer.